Hey Earth signs, Melville here with your reading for November. This is for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. If you are new here, thanks for stopping by. I do monthly readings and I also do weekly angel readings. And I'm going to just go ahead and dive in. If you are coming back, if you're returning, I very much appreciate your support. Thank you so much for letting me know that this content is valuable to you. Okay, so in the self position, we got the Sun card, which is, it's a very, very, very positive card to get in the self position. So this is about positivity, an increase in positivity, celebrations, good news. Maybe somebody's pregnant. Maybe there's a new project. Maybe something has finally come through for you and you're able to move forward on something. So really good way to start off this reading with that being in the self position. And in the situation is the Emperor. Now the Emperor is a mixed bag, right? Because it could mean that you are dealing with somebody who is very helpful and has the means to make things happen for you. They may be the one signing off on a contract or giving the green light on a project. It can also be feeling ruled over by somebody in a not good way. So it's a mixed bag. So where does that resonate in your life? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Is it negative? Is it positive? Is somebody triggering you because they are being overbearing? Or is somebody allowing you to take the center stage? And does that feel good or does that feel bad? Are you intimidated by yourself being in control and not having someone else to hold accountable when you're holding yourself accountable? Is this somewhere you're comfortable being? Are you being challenged in that way? Speaking of energy coming in is the Death card. So let's not be afraid of the Death card. Let's look at it for what it's saying to us, that there is a change coming. And that is the incoming energy right now. And if you look at that, he's about to cut that very frayed rope. So something that probably already was going to end is about to end. He's just doing the final cut there. If you look very closely, that cord is already frayed. And then if you look behind, there's doors. Okay. And if you look to the left or your right, I think, one of those doors is slightly open, slightly ajar. And that's a really great reminder that when things change, when death comes in, that energy, that something new always comes from that change, from that ending. And it's not something that we need to be afraid of. If we are remaining connected to our divine team, then we can trust that if something does fall away, something does change, then it is meant to change for our highest good. It's time for us to do something different. It's time for us to be cut loose, okay? If you imagine this cord, this rope being tied to you and something else, and you no longer need to be tied to that thing, and death comes in to help remove that from you. And it can also be things that we don't want to let go of, that we very much need to let go of. We've been hearing that we need to let go of, but we have not wanted to. And so now there's this abrupt change for our own good. The challenge is the Page of Cups, which I think is so interesting because maybe we've been focusing too much on money. Maybe we've been focusing too much on the physicality of things, our health. Maybe we've been worried about our health. Maybe we have been just doing too much of doing, stressing, working, overworking. But the message is to spend some time in your heart space. And November is going to be a really good time for that. This is a time to slow down. This is a time to take some time for yourself, whatever way that might be for yourself, a hobby, one little piece of artwork that you've been putting off for a long time, really helps you to get into that space of creation, your inner creator, that creator energy. And interestingly, the wild card is the Ace of Cups. So really a new beginning. This can be a new beginning in relationships. So it could be a new partner. It can also be a renewal of your of the energy in your current relationship. It can also be more about creativity. It can be about new beginnings in the way of like I said, starting a new project, a creative project. And it can also be about your relationship with pets. It could be a new pet in your family that comes through. So very good wild card to have. Ace of Cups is very positive, full of possibilities. What's brewing in that cauldron? Like, what do you got brewing? And have you put in the ingredients that you want to manifest? Make sure that you are putting the right things in that pot. And in the future is the King of Pentacles. So this can be a person. And is that a cake? That dude's got a giant cake in his hand. Do you see that? And a glass of wine in his hand. He's loving life. He is loving life. He is not concerned, clearly is not concerned about his diet or his health. He is just loving life. And I think that you need to embody that this month. Now, that does not mean don't think about your health. Of course, we should always be trying to be healthy. But also it's okay to eat some cake and have a glass of wine if that's what you want to do, if that's your vibe. But in the future, this being in the near future, also talks about just like a time to enjoy yourself and just be. Now the King of Pentacles, he has done a lot to get to where he's at, to sit on that throne and rest on his laurels. It's not like he has been lazy his whole life. Okay, this is something that he has earned, that he has gained through his own hard work. So keep in mind that remind yourself, you did not get here easily. It's okay to take a break and go slow. And I want to say, as an earth sign, I will share this personally, that I dreamt of a giant snail. Those, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but there are snails that are like this big and they are crazy looking. Because they have faces like, I don't know, kind of like cats, except for they got antennas. It's very strange to see such a giant snail. But anyways, in my dream, I didn't even want to touch that snail. And I wanted somebody else to move it because he was in the car, and then they put him in the parking lot, and I was like, he needs to be somewhere safe. Like I wanted the snail to be okay, but I did not want to be responsible for him. And I realized when I looked it up in the morning that it was talking about taking things slow. Take things slow. And my reaction to that was, as my Capricorn self was like, ain't nobody got time for that. But we do have time for that. We have to make time for that. Even if things are busy in your life, you can schedule time to not do things. Make it a priority. Okay? So, Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. If you have kids, and that is a really hard message for you to hear, make some kind of quiet time that involves your children. Shape it around them. So I don't know how you would do that, but there are ways to do that. Sacred Traveler deck, Denise Lynn, is the Oracle deck I'm shuffling now. What is the message that we would like to add to this reading for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? Here we go. Ooh. Well, I got one. Flew out. I will honor that jumping card. Cards are a little jumpy today. All right. I think I want two more. Oh, cool. Okay, I dig it. All right, so how do I want to say this? Let's start with joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. So I would say that is this guy. Okay, open your heart to joy. It doesn't have to be eating, it doesn't have to be drinking, it doesn't have to be that. There's many ways that we can experience joy and delight. It can be painting, it can be jewelry making, it can be drawing, it could be just sitting in a window reading a book. Like, if you really love reading but you haven't read a book in a long time, maybe that's what it's about. But this is personal to you. What brings me joy? What delights me? When's the last time have I sat and watched a movie from beginning to end and it was a funny movie that made me laugh or really made me cry and it left me full? Like, when's the last time I've done that? So however this resonates with you, that's the message, is to open your heart to that. Open your heart to joy. Okay? Make time and space for that. Okay, let me just make note of that. All right. I wish I could write faster. I'm sorry. All right. So then I got this card. This is the one that jumped out. Choose your path. All is possible. Okay, why is that slanted? Oh, it's probably my phone that's slanted. That's what it is. Oh, okay. There we go. All is possible, you guys. Choose your path. Upset my phone. Upset the camera. Anyway, so if you look at it, he is looking at the vast mountains. He is looking at the path before him. He is kind of deciding how he's going to move forward. What is he about to do? And then you got keep going forward, ascending the mountain. Okay, so now you have the choice. You've made the decision to move forward, to strike out. Where are you going? And what is the next step? And so I would say choose joy and delight. If you have a choice that needs to be made, choose from your heart and choose from what's going to bring you the most joy. Because sometimes, and this is just an example. Let's say you had 2 job offers and one job offer paid more, but the other job offer made you feel good. And you could see yourself there. And you're like, too bad it doesn't pay as good. But that doesn't mean you take the job that pays more, because you might end up miserable there. And is it worth that sacrifice when the one that you are feeling from your heart center, that this is where I'll be really happy, you might get a raise and end up getting paid the same amount as you would have there. So make sure that your choices you can trust your heart center to bring you to the best place, the next best step, next best step in your life. You can trust that, your heart center, to do that for you. Okay, so we're gonna pull from the Quantum Oracle deck, and then we're gonna go ahead and close out. Thank you, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, for coming by, for sticking with me to the end. That is very nice. I appreciate that. And I am happy to get the entirety of this message to you. And it should all come together. All right, here we go. Okay, so, okay, I got you, goodness sake. All right, so I would say this is the first card I got, conflict in the events, okay? So I am going to say this is definitely probably having to do with the situation with the Emperor and maybe a person or a situation causing conflict for you. And, you know, choosing your battles because you are clearly being told to choose joy, right? So what do you need to be engaged in? What is your fight? What is not your fight? What monkeys belong to you in the circus? Or do you have to leave the circus entirely, right? And then this transformation card is very much connected to the incoming energy of the death card, the change. Now, there can be a change that's also happening in yourself. And we go through cycles in life of endings and beginnings. That is just the natural cycles of life. And as you see, there is a bright side to that. Okay, there is a bright side to that. And there is a teacher. There is a teacher available. Now, this could be in you going back to school, but it could also be about somebody online, like somebody on YouTube that holds courses there. There's a lot of free information out in the internet that we can look at and we can learn. Maybe there's a certain book that you've been wanting to read that you have not sat down and read. And maybe November you take the time to learn something new from a spiritual teacher. And it doesn't have to be a spiritual teacher. It can be just a subject that you've always wanted to know more about or understand about. And it's a quantum oracle, so I'll point out quantum physics, astronomy, astrology, cooking. It can be cooking. And does cooking bring you joy and delight? Do you want to bake a cake? Do you want to bake a cake and then sit down on your throne and eat your cake? Think about it. Think about it from a bigger picture, and also aligning with you. Okay, keep in mind these are general readings, and that the answers may not be 100% clear in these readings, but your intuition is talking. Your divine team is talking, and you're picking up messages. That is what you need to focus on, is where does this resonate? What do I take and what do I leave behind for everybody else? Okay, so thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video to the end. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful November. Take care of yourself. Bye.